Alright, we're back. Welcome back to Westeros Weekly. This is the final episode in this year's series. So sad, so sad. The off season is long and full of terrors. But at least they gave us this good banger to go out with. They teased us all season and they finally let us have it.
Yeah,
And boy, did they give it to us.
They sure gave it to us right in the ass.
Yeah, this was a really satisfying episode.
I think it was one of you were talking. Somebody was saying something bad about it earlier, but I think it was one of the better episodes of the season, better episodes of the series.
Yeah, I can agree. Probably one of my top 5 episodes, top 6.
I think I
It
could
was
agree to
definitely
that.
like a boom. Like it was impactful. A lot happened. I don't know how you could have disliked it. Just surely off the narrative, you know.
Mhm.
So hopping right into it, I was watching the majority of this episode when it was airing on a stream, and I joined the stream a little late. So when I joined, it was probably like 30 seconds, a minute into the episode, and that really emotional score was still playing, and it was really annoying because I couldn't tell if that was an ad that was playing somewhere on the site that I was on, and I couldn't see it, or if that was in the show. And I was like kind of put off by it throughout most
You didn't
of
like the
scene.
score?
Not at first, but my second time around, it was a lot more emotional and a lot more captivating, especially since I knew what was coming.
Okay.
So like the second time through, the score was much more emotional, much better. I liked it a lot more. But I think just like since I was kind of on this, is it in the show or is this just like distracting me from it? That kind of uncertainty was annoying to me at first, but I really liked it the second time around.
Yeah, the score was like top notch. One of
Good,
the
good soundtrack, quality music. Definitely like a very good orchestra.
Mhm.
A nice piece to just listen to on its own.
Yeah,
That's true.
definitely
Although
the
it seems
best.
like it's really long. Is it like a 20-minute song? I guess you'd call it.
I think it's like 15 minutes. Someone posted the video on the subreddit
Wow.
to the chorus.
Hmm.
The song.
Yeah, it sounds like an average like
Symphony.
symphonic song. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it was only like pianos, like a piano and violin, which is kind of impressive.
Those are the
Tuned
saddest
with
instruments.
Tuned with the hairs of the finest newborn lads.
Yeah,
The
I'll go ahead and I know this hasn't been like the best season, but overall, but like the score in this season has been better than like I want to say any of the other seasons.
I didn't really remember any score from like season 5. I mean, it's been a while since I've heard a good one.
Yeah, I'd need to. Nothing's jumped out at me. I'd need to go back and listen to all the season's soundtracks back to back to see which one I enjoy the most.
They
But this
definitely
was
brought
like,
music back.
yeah. This was one of the first episodes where, or one of the only episodes where the music really stuck out and I paid attention to it. A lot of the other times it just goes pretty well with what we're watching, but it isn't very memorable.
Hmm
Makes
I
sense.
think the first thing we see really in the episode is like Cersei's putting on her queen outfit. She knows it's already coming. She must be predicting Tommen's death. That bitch.
She was
But
pretty
yeah,
jaded towards it.
she's got a nice outfit though. I mean, it fits her.
Yeah, it's a very powerful outfit.
It's very
Maybe it's
reminiscent of the Mad King.
I think
is it?
it's black because she's wearing it for all the funerals she's about to attend.
A little bit of foreshadowing.
I'm pretty noteless up until we see Pycelle.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That was it, really. That one little scene.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of tragedy that happened this episode, but I think the worst of it was Pycelle's whore never got paid.
Yeah, Pycelle doesn't pay these hoes.
Pycelle is not a Lannister.
Get out of here, you bitch.
This is pretty interesting.
It's
Oh, go ahead.
it's pretty funny that Pycelle's supposed to be all these things, but he's not. Like he's supposed to be virtuous, and he fucks all the King's Landing hoes, and he doesn't pay them, and
he
he's supposed to be intelligent. Yeah. He gives him a one good bitch slap. Slap the shit out of that kid.
Never thought
he went flying like a rag doll.
At least he came down swinging.
He only got one of them, but at least that stops the debate how many young children can an old man take down.
What I thought was interesting about like him hitting that kid was it was just cool to see the juxtaposition of how he as you were just saying, how he normally acts to how he really is. He, like we even saw in that deleted scene where he can walk upright and at normal speed, but he chooses to like give himself a hunch and to shuttle about. It was just weird to see him like fucking attack a child.
That's his strategy for not dying. Like if you're not the tallest flower, you won't be clipped. He's just trying to get by, and I guess Cersei's given the command to take out the entire King's Small Council.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a note about that coming up later. So like,
you want to backtrack a little bit?
Yeah. I'll get to that later. Continue.
But can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is pretty cool. See, I like in the book it's Varys, and he's already killed Pycelle with a crossbow, and then Kevin Lannister is the one who walks in. I don't know if I talked about this in the last episode.
You kind of like briefly did, but you didn't explain it.
You want me to go ahead and explain it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Alright, cool. So the little birds, the kids tell Kevin that Pycelle wants to see him in his office. When he gets to the office, or his rookery with all the birds, Pycelle's dead, and he's got like blood all around his head from the crossbow. And then Varys is like giving the Qyburn speech. He's like, "Oh, it's not personal." And then all the kids come out of nowhere, and then they stab Kevin, which I thought this was a pretty cool scene. Characters are different, but really weird.
That's become very commonplace in the show, just juxtaposing characters, to steal your word from earlier.
Yeah.
So while I was going over the subreddit, one of the things that I found, and I don't know how outlandish this is, Alex, would you mind moving over one photo to the right? I'm curious as to see what they've circled on Qyburn.
It's the Hand of the King, or Hand of the Queen pin.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this is like an outlandish theory or not, but I've been reading that people think Qyburn has been injecting some kind of addictive chemical into the candied plums, and that's what he's been giving the kids. Because the more that they work with him, they're starting to look really bad. Like pale skin, sunken eyes. They look like people that are like either in withdrawals, or addicted to something. And that would explain why a bunch of kids would, for literally candied plums, would fucking murder an old man. And set flame to a chemical that could and did destroy an entire church full of people. I guess that was kind of... Yeah, I don't think, like, the way the show's going, it seems like it probably either won't even touch on it or just gloss over it, but since the show's, like, simpling itself down, but I still thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. That is really cool. I hope they don't mention it, but I hope that kids get they look progressively worse in the 7th season.
Oh, I do too. That'd be nice.
He's like, I don't know, Cersei's got to be murdered by these little meth tooth kids now. We need the plums.
So one of the things I did want to ask you guys about is right before Qyburn has the children kill Pycelle, he says we need to get rid of the old to usher in the new. Why do you think they're getting rid of Pycelle? Like,
he's on the King's Small Council, and Cersei's like getting rid of all of them so nobody can oppose her.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Pycelle came in that one time and said she had like no power and whatnot, and kind of like shamed her.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, he probably fucked himself in doing that. Like, he seems like up until that point, he would have just gone with whatever anyone said. He just seemed like a feeble old man that didn't really have an opinion for himself. He just followed what people told him to do. That probably would have kept him saved if he continued on with that ruse.
Were you gonna say something, Palmer?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say this was like one of the little nitpicks I had with the episode. I guess Qyburn wanted to make it more personal for killing Pycelle, because we all know Qyburn and Pycelle don't like each other.
Right,
But,
right.
If Cersei just wanted to get rid of Pycelle, I mean, I don't know why it was necessary to draw him away from the church unless Qyburn just wanted to make it personal.
Yeah, it was interesting that Pycelle didn't even go to the church. Like, he was too busy with these hoes to be in the church.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Maester on Maester violence.
Ex-Maester.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I mean, it's in the same scene, but moving on.
Lancel.
We didn't get to the part about Loras fucking confessing like a bitch.
Oh yeah, then go for it.
He had that, he confessed to all his crimes. They didn't get to see a trial. Like, we have been teased a trial for so long, how this trial of the Seven's gonna work out, and nope.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Neither people had their trial.
The High Sparrows fooled these guys pretty well, because they all had to get these engravings in their forehead, but look at his ass. I don't see any engraving. He just gets by that rule. He made that rule up when he got inducted. Like,
he's too feeble. If they went for it, they'd start carving into bone and probably break something.
Nah, dude, he was a cobbler. Remember, that's where he had his pride. So he's got him on his feet.
It doesn't matter what kind of dessert he is.
No, dude, he's got him on his feet. That's why he doesn't wear any shoes, because it hurts him more.
What does that even mean?
You know, he doesn't wear any shoes. Everyone knows that.
Oh, whatever. So,
all right.
After Marjorie tips off everybody, and the High Sparrow sends 3 men after the Queen, who's stuck in her house. 3 men.
You think? Oh, sorry. Continue.
After what they've seen, the Mountain Dew to one of their brothers rip off his spine.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at the time when I was watching it, but if 3 men go, especially Lancel, he was goddamn there. You'd think he'd be like, hey, HS, there's no fucking way us 3 are going to be able to get her out. She has that brick shit house that's just going to decapitate us by hand again if we try.
Hey, HS. That's how they call him. Hey, hi. But Lancel sees a little boy running down the stairs, and for no other reason that he likes to chase little boys, he follows him. I thought that was a little weird. Like, he spots a little guy running down the stairs, he's like, after him.
Yeah, I wonder if he would have known. Like, I guess it can be assumed that he was aware of the birds, but it's still kind of weird to follow after just a kid that's running about.
Yeah, his boss tells him to go get Cersei, and then the first thing he does is forget about that and get distracted by a little kid.
I'm gonna chase this little boy.
What's that rascal getting up to?
What's that little rascal doing? Come here. And so I think that's when it actually cuts away and shows the Qyburn thing, but we already hashed that pretty well. And he crawls through that little tunnel, and Lancel, who's a knight, gets fucking blindsided by an 8-year-old and gets shivved in the leg. He's immobile. And so I guess we can all blame this on Lancel. That's who I'm going to blame it on. This whole travesty. It's all Lancel's fault.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, in that similar position, I don't know if he knew what the wildfire was, but I would assume you'd at least make an effort to move the candles. I mean, I guess he tried his best to crawl over there, but that was some shit.
The candles were pretty cool on that old-timey fuse they had to go in there. But it looked like they had been burning a while. Like, why did that kid run down there?
Yeah, that was the thing. I mean, that's another thing. Why did they want Lancel to go down there? or maybe it wasn't planned for Lancer. Maybe like leading Lancer down there wasn't planned, but it seems like it was. But why would he need to go down there if there was even a little possibility of him stopping the wildfire?
I don't think it was planned. I think the kid was just like, oh shit, no one's supposed to be here, stabbed, and then just kept on running. I
Why did
don't
the
know.
kid run to the wildfire though? Like,
Yeah, that I don't have an explanation for that. Maybe to check on it because flames can blow out.
I guess so.
That
He had 3 candles burning though.
That was a
Like,
very dangerous checkup. Like, what if we got down there right when they blew up?
yeah,
I figured I don't know. But yeah, Lancel crawls over there and then he just fucking blows up. And we get to see that Bran's vision he had was actually a future vision, and he can see the future and the past with that explosion.
Oh, I didn't. When did he get a vision of an explosion?
When he became the Three-Eyed Raven, he got all those visions, like the really quick ones, remember?
Okay. Yeah,
And he
yeah.
saw the explosion. He saw that was the same explosion from this episode. Like
Yeah.
it was the same action and everything.
Okay.
A little snippet of the Mad King, and then you saw this blowing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could believe it was the past.
I assumed he was seeing alternate realities when I saw that because I don't remember hearing anything about the Mad King successfully blowing anything up. So I just assumed like he was able to see alternate dimensions. But that makes a lot more sense. That's pretty cool. So he can see the future.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably doesn't know it's the future. He
Yeah,
probably
that's
doesn't know
true.
what he's seeing.
I mean, when he hears the explosion, he's probably gonna figure it out. But I guess we can talk about our immemorial of who died during this explosion.
Oh, so before we get to the explosion, right beforehand, what I thought was interesting is Marjorie is a clever minx. While she's not like playing the game like Varys or Littlefinger is, she's a pretty good player, usually a step ahead of most people she's trying to outwit. But it was interesting that her wit didn't save her this time. It was the High Sparrow's hubris, his pride. He was so sure of himself that he fucking checkmate Cersei. That he completely let his guard down. I thought it was
He
interesting.
figured it out in his final moments, but it was too late.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think is more disappointing, that we didn't figure out Marjorie's plan or HS's plan?
I kind of. I don't know. I thought I knew
HS's
Marjorie.
plan was just, it wasn't that deep. It was just to overthrow the throne.
Yeah, I feel like
And
his
to-
plan. Sorry.
And to plant, his minions in there. He was trying to convert, Tommen and Marjorie, and that's what he was working to do.
I think this was either one of two things, his plan. The whole pious act was just a way for him to like sneak into power without people suspecting that he's taking it until it's too late. Or he just truly believed what he was preaching, and he thought he was the best for interpreting the will of the gods and bestowing their order upon the realm. I don't think he had like a super complicated or devious plan. It was mostly just get the gods in charge, make them priority number one. I assume Marjorie's plan, I don't know how she was going to get away with Loras, but I assumed it was to take Loras, get the fuck out of there, and then
Yeah.
return with the Tyrell army.
I thought as soon as Loras was free, they were gonna fucking GTFO.
I did too.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
I wonder why do you think the Faith Militant kept everyone in? Like, what was the point in locking the doors and linking arms and forbidding people from leaving?
I don't know. I actually
That was a very Nazi-esque thing for a church to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I guess so they could keep order, like they weren't trying to lose order and have like a stomping
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know.
That could make sense, yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of. And they're there to keep order, and I guess that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I guess so. It was bullshit that, again, it was just HS's cockiness. He should have been like a few seconds earlier. Hey, servants, let him leave. I think we're about to get fucked. Let's get
They would
out
have
of here.
still blown up, dude. Like, that explosion was huge. Like, I feel
That
like
is
they wouldn't have
true. That is
survived, even if, like, Margarine was like, let's get out of here, and they left, and they still would have blew up. Like,
Yeah,
That
they left a few minutes earlier. If they went like
They
definitely
need a good
few city
sprinting
blocks.
start.
Yeah, I don't know why it like affects me so much, but what really stands out to me in that explosion is how that one nameless bystander gets killed by that fucking bell out of nowhere.
He's like a
I'm
block away, and he still gets crushed by the bell.
yeah, that bell fucks him up.
He got like a ricochet hit too.
Someone on the Game of Thrones subreddit replaced the bell with a downvote arrow. That was pretty funny.
That is funny.
But we can start listing off our immemorial Rip Margarine first and foremost. The most beautiful death to come out of this scene.
The most disappointing, I think, out of all of them.
Real shame.
I actually believe Alina wasn't there.
Yeah,
I am
Elena
too.
wasn't there.
There's a chance that the Mountain specifically went and got her and kidnapped her, so she wouldn't be caught up in the explosion. Like Cersei was like, "Hey, you know the nun? Go." Oh, you mean fucking?
Alina.
Oh, you mean late? Okay, yeah, might be. I
Except
just got the
Una.
names confused. Una, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, my bad. I confused Una and Elena.
Rip HS High Sparrow.
Didn't expect his time to come.
Yeah,
I mean, he's old as shit. He lived a lot longer than most people.
That is true.
That's what you get for walking around on bare feet.
Rip the entire small council. I didn't notice Kevin was there until I rewatched it, and he kind of like peeked in the side.
Oh, I didn't know he was there either.
Yeah, now all three Lannister children are kinslayers.
Kevin and
Mace.
Yeah, Mace. And what's Marjorie and Loris's dad? He was there too.
Mace.
Yeah, I was about to bring him up. What I thought was funny. So his name's Mace, Mace.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I saw people kind of like not shit talking him on the sub, but just being like, "Huh, he's just kind of confused and doesn't know what's going on." Like literally every scene he's in.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd like to have a special rip. Wait, can you repeat that? You got a little.
The High Sparrow and all his little sparrows all dead, except like two guys. They're out trying to get Marjorie, or not Marjorie, Cersei. You think when that church exploded, they were like, like we can start the church again, but why would we?
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do, if they're gonna follow through with their master's dying orders, or if they're just gonna be like, well, guess this ain't a church anymore.
Guess we gotta find something new to follow.
But I'd like to give a special rip to my first and only 3-point get of the season, Lancel. May you hold a special place in my heart.
I got Loris, and it was the only point I got this episode, but he didn't die in the fucking trial, but he sure got his death eventually.
Yeah, that's
Poor
true.
Loris, dude. He had to fucking go through a head tattoo before he could die.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He got his forehead carved before he was engulfed by green fire.
Property prices at the Sept probably went pretty down from here. Like anybody can move in there now. I imagine the lowborn people aren't going to be very happy about this.
If there are any lowborn people left.
I mean, these are pretty much highborns, I imagine.
I'm talking about like the surrounding area.
That's true. I thought it was surprising. Oh, sorry, continue.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
I thought it was surprising how like I guess Cersei doesn't give a shit about history, but I just remembered while watching it again, HS was giving that whole history about like, yeah, the Sept of Baelor is 4,000 years old, and Bran the Builder himself built this, and she just, like, goddamn ISIS themselves destroyed the landmark.
God, Cersei is ISIS.
Cersei is Daesh confirmed.
Never thought I'd find myself siding with ISIS here.
But we get to that next scene with the.
Oh, I do have one last note before the Jaime and Freys scene. I'm still really confused about this. I know you guys are pretty sold on rape, but is that what you really think the Mountain is
Oh
doing
god.
to
Oh,
set
I was
Dude.
really
After I watched it the
surprised.
second time, he's like facing her side, so I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and he didn't even move, and her scream started, then got louder while he continued to not move.
Maybe
I
just looking
was.
at his face.
I
Uh,
didn't think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna agree with Alex. That's what I'd assume. Looking at his face.
Yeah, I was really surprised people thought rape at first. Like he's a. I wouldn't think like a zombie Frankenstein would be capable of getting an erection to rape someone.
I didn't either.
He's a man, though. A man has needs.
Is he really a man anymore?
I guess not.
That is
I,
true.
I'm trying to look for a picture of his face, but it was not very easy to see on the episode.
Yeah, I thought
It
she
was
was just like
fucked up.
yelling
The
out
new
fear.
sorry. Yeah, I think so too. Fear of what he's gonna do to her. I assume it's just your classic torture.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what the extent of that torture is, but I doubt rape is involved. I'm sure it's just like breaking fingers or, I don't know, normal Westerosi torture stuff.
Smashing faces.
Making her walk naked through the street, ringing a bell.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
get that cool scene where Cersei's looking at the explosion. There's a little bit before that, and then she smiles.
yeah,
and,
one of her first smiles in a while.
Yeah, her only
Is it?
smile in the whole series.
Mhm.
Also,
I
like
like when
waterboarding with wine.
yeah, she's wine boarding.
That's one of the most Cersei things to do.
Those fucking
All that
nothing but
wasted wine.
alcoholics in the Lannister family.
Yeah. His face looks unaffected here. He looks like a handsome dude.
That is true. Yeah, his face is what was mainly fucked up with it? It was just kind of blue.
He had some acid on it or something like that. I mean,
There's a little bit of bone sticking out of the side of it.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe like Qyburn drilled into his brain, gave him a little bit of a lobotomy.
I could definitely believe it.
I remember he caught some acid to the face during the fight. I thought burned him some, but
Probably, definitely.
Knowing the way those Dornish fight, that wouldn't surprise me.
Poison's a women's weapon, I see.
well, good thing they're ruled by women.
Yeah. Is that just the Dornish way? Like, whoever wants to rule Dorne can just say that they're ruling Dorne. Like, they have their system of.
I think that was just lazy writing. Because in the lore, apparently in Dorne, like, family is above all. Like,
Yeah.
killing your own family is seen as worse than regicide.
I think that
And
goes with everyone, not just in Dorne.
I mean, I think it's way more unacceptable in Dorne. Like, if I can't use specific names, but if a commoner were to kill their brother, they wouldn't get as much shit as if they killed the king. But in Dorne, I feel like you don't kill your family. That's just something you don't do, regardless of anything. You don't do it. So I think that was just an anomaly and lazy writing.
Yeah, probably.
We can definitely attribute anything D&D to lazy writing.
We get the Walder Frey and Jaime celebration after they defeated the Blackfish.
That was nice. There was a lot of shade being thrown. I love Bran's fucking banter when the two girls are like looking at Jaime and Jaime's like not really interested, and Bran's like, "What? Not blonde enough?"
Yeah.
I like that.
Roasted his ass.
I like that little slate. I like the huge amount of two that Jaime gives Walder when Jaime's like, if we have to come and keep taking it back for you, what do we even need you for?
I feel like Walder Frey sits down and he starts comparing the two, we're both usurpers, and they laugh at us. And Jaime starts seeing some of himself in Walder, that he really doesn't like Walder, and he sees he's kind of the same guy, and he's like, oh shit, maybe we are on some kind of Jaime redemption path here.
Apparently, that'd be really cool because in I think the fourth book or maybe the third, apparently Jaime goes through this massive redemption arc, and that just hasn't happened in the show yet. So that'd be kind of
I
cool if
think
this is
that
what they started
happened.
out.
It went through. It happened in the show from like season, like ever since he lost his hand. But then, like the season
He didn't
5,
quite. He didn't go quite straight arrow when he lost his hand. He kind of forgot about it.
like 3 to 4, where he was like, thinking about his life and thinking about his choices and seeing what kind of person he was. And then season 5 came and they went to Dorne, and then season 6, and he was like, yeah, I was just making all that stuff up to get you to go away, talking to Brienne about his honor and stuff. But in the books, yeah, Cersei writes to him when the Sparrows take her captive, because he's in the Riverlands at the time of her trial,
Okay.
dealing with the Blackfish, and she writes to him, and he gets her letter, and then he just throws it away.
Huh.
In the
What I
book,
hope we get.
in the book, they've done this Blackfish thing like a while ago, and he's already like been on that path because they've done the Blackfish so long ago. They just recently pulled in the Blackfish this season when it's happened so far in the past.
Yeah.
Is the Blackfish handled the same way in the book?
No, he he does the opposite, and he gets on a boat and runs away.
Oh.
He escapes, but they still take over Riverrun.
Fucking milk drinkers, dude. They're everywhere.
Milk drinkers. It's the wrong franchise.
But, did you guys, so I'm sure you did, but my second time around, did you notice that was fucking Arya, like, eyeing up Jaime when, yeah, that was Arya.
I
When
really know.
Yeah, when Bran was like, he said something to the effect of, "It's so easy for you. All the girls look your way," and you kind of thought that was just like a random servant girl eyeing up Jaime wanting to smash, but no, that was Arya.
Oh, wow.
Don't you learn that at the end of the episode, though?
Yeah, but like I caught it on the second time through. Like she appears twice in the episode in that like
In that
disguise,
same map.
and yeah. That's what I was saying. I thought that was really cool, and I obviously
nice
would have
catch.
caught that on the first way through.
Nice catch. Walter said something along the lines of like Edmure's back in the cell. Did they like recapture him?
Well, he was going along with their plans so they wouldn't kill his kid. They like took him back into custody.
Oh, so he sacrificed the whole castle for his kid.
Yeah. But Jaime, that was kind of like a bad part, because Jaime was like, yeah, you can just live at Casterly Rock, and then Walter Frey, I don't know if they're planning to transport him later, but Walter Frey's like, yeah, we put him back in a cell. So that was kind of like a
I'm sure they are. I bet he's going to be at least somewhat taken care of now that the poison apple in the Frey house has been taken care of.
Yeah, he'll probably be freed since the Freys are kind of like over now. Didn't Walter like never have a son, pretty much?
No, he had 2 sons. Arya just cooked
Yeah,
them.
but I mean they're dead. Like,
Yeah.
there's no Freys no more.
Well, he's got heirs. He has a ton of heirs.
Yeah, I
They
thought
were all girls. Like, I think that was the thing. He said like he had a ton of girls and like no boys, pretty much.
They can still, I think like the eldest girl, whoever her husband is, will inherit it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I see more of just a dissolution of the Freys.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Feudal laws are so difficult.
The feudal law system. Whoever gets the pointier sword and puts it to the other person's heart.
I think it was cool how Arya was eyeing Jaime, because isn't Jaime on her list?
Is he?
I don't think so, honestly. I don't know what for.
I don't think so
I
either.
thought it was pushing Bran out the window.
Okay, but did she ever learn about that?
Wish she'd learned about it.
Huh? I don't think anybody ever like figured that out, did they?
Oh, I just
I don't
assumed that.
yeah, no, I don't think so, because Bran was in a coma the whole time. And when he like finally starts talking, I'm pretty sure like so much shit was happening he couldn't tell people like, hey, it was Jaime that pushed me.
Didn't like Bran wake up after they chopped off Ned's head?
No. It was
Like
before
it
that.
was the same sequence. Like they chopped off
Was it?
somebody's head and he woke up.
Maybe. It's been so long since I've seen the first season.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
I guess no one did find out, because I didn't like Ned. They theorized it, but then it was never confirmed. Dang.
Maybe
Weird.
Ned,
I thought he would have shoot someone.
Ned warged into Bran's body and Bran is still in that coma. That's why I can't use his legs.
That makes so much sense.
That's some shit you'd think of.
Do you want to move on to Cersei and Qyburn?
Yeah, well, we kind of skipped over that part where Tommen jumps out the window. Rip Tommen.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happens in that sequence. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that Cersei directly brought about the completion of the prophecy.
Yeah. He just he puts down. I like the way the scene was like filmed, where he just puts down his crown and he walks off, and then that's all you see. Like it's a still shot frame, like,
I
and
was
then he
thinking
just
that too.
jumps out the window.
Yeah, the second time I was watching it, I liked that too. How they were just like showing the rubble with the window open. I thought that was a cool choice.
Yeah.
There it is.
King puts a new name to King's Landing.
Did you see that on Reddit?
Yeah. Seen it everywhere on Reddit. Everyone keeps reposting it.
I first saw it on that 4chan picture that I sent you with fucking Carlos as like the reaction image.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you
I think
don't? You
no.
fool.
I
It
think
was
you were watching it like before I was, and then I got to jump on it later. Did you like post it while you were watching it?
I thought I posted it afterward. I was really yeah, it had to have been afterward because I got it on the 4chan subreddit.
Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back. I gotta go use the bathroom.
All right. Yeah. So Tommen jumped out the window, and then Cersei gets to see him again, and she's like the coldest bitch ever. She's like just burn him and bury his ashes where the sept once stood.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting how she was so tore up about Joffrey, and she was pretty sad about God, what was her daughter's name?
Marcella.
Marcella, thank you. But now she's like pretty jaded to it, like her final and Swedish child.
She had sex over Joffrey's body though, so she was tore up, but she was still smashing.
Yeah, that is true. She
She
can
needs
get
to find a
upset in that
smash
moment.
over these ashes. I imagine season 7 starts, she's like pouring out these ashes, and then it pans down into like some waste receptacle.
I kind of assume her and Jamie were gonna have a makeup smash on top of the rubble of the Sept of Baelor. That's her final revenge against HS and Marjorie.
She still got the sept or the sept Una to torment, bring out
That
all
is
that
true.
hate.
That is true. Yeah,
Maybe that's
probably.
what we'll get to see a lot in season 7, some sept torture.
I can't imagine. Like, do you think they're gonna torture her for a long time,
Yeah,
or?
I think that's the thing. Like, she said she's not gonna die for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Cersei wants to draw all this pain out.
Yeah, that Seth really fucked up when she started hitting people with spoons.
She needs
I.
to bitch slap her a few times, like Pycelle did that little kid. Holy
I
shit.
I was kind of hoping for Palmer to be here when I said this, but fuck it. Do you want to move on to Sam and Gilly?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't that important, but Sam surprisingly gets away with the sword unscathed. I thought
Yeah.
he was gonna be hung and quartered.
I didn't think about that. That yeah, so far we haven't seen his father send men after the sword. Um, the only real notes that I have are one, that library is fucking amazing. That's really cool. But two, we see the first case of autism in Westeros with that desk clerk of the
Yeah.
maesters. Um,
I thought that
he's
was so funny when he's trying to hand him the letter and the guy doesn't reach for it, and so Sam has to like kind of lean his way over the desk to give it to
Yeah, he has to really give it his all to place that letter in his hands. And fucking Gilly and little Sam try to follow, and he's like, "No women or children."
All right, I'm
No
back.
women are children.
Oh, Palmer, we were just talking about the autistic clerk at the library that Sam and Gilly go to.
Yeah, dude, what you become like when you go to college and learn all that higher learning.
You
All that
develop
fancy
autism.
stuff. Yeah. Uh, I thought I had something to say about that, but yeah, when Sam saw that library, he probably creamed his pants. Oh
You
yeah,
guys,
that part where he's talking to him, and I think I saw this on Reddit where he said a perfect synopsis of like Game of Thrones when Sam's doing that talk to him. He's like, well, such and such, and he's like, oh well, he died, and then what about this other guy? Oh well, he got sick and he died too. Pretty much how the story goes.
I thought that was funny. I thought it was weird how I guess it's like standard procedure to tell what is that area, the Citadel? Is that what it's
Citadel.
called? I guess it's standard procedure to inform the Citadel like, hey, this fuck died. We're replacing him with this.
Hmm.
Did you guys notice the giant light things that were hanging from the ceiling, or the thing from the title sequence?
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh really? No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you know at the end where it says the Game of Thrones, and it's got like the sun in it, and it's all spinning around.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be those little light chandeliers that are hanging from the ceiling.
Oh,
Cool.
I didn't catch that. That's really cool. I need to start watching the intro more.
I mean, it just shows stuff every now and then. I think it showed the Riverlands this episode more.
It had the twins, and then I don't know if this was foreshadowing or not, but on the second watch through, when it showed the twins, it showed Mace Williams' name, which was pretty cool.
What?
The actress who plays Arya.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Probably just
The
timing.
foreshadowment there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
We get that picture of the White Raven from the trailer, and from what Sansa says, the White Raven means winter has come.
Yeah, the White Raven is only used during the change of the seasons.
Huh.
It doesn't get much work out of his wings, but maybe every 2 generations of birds. Yeah.
And that is one giant birdhouse. Like there's like literally like thousands and thousands of those white ravens flying around.
Damn.
They gotta send out a lot of them.
They gotta
Lots of
tell
places have
everyone that fucking winter's coming. When it gets cold as shit.
Yeah, when it's cold as shit out here. I'm glad somebody sent us a bird.
Yeah, when it's snowing in King's Landing, I assume that's when you'll know winter has come.
Well, I guess it doesn't have to snow in King's Landing to be winter. It just has to be a little bit cold, like autumn.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the epilogue in the last book, it's like snowing and people are huddled around like bonfires.
Huh.
In King's Landing?
Yeah.
I don't think they just in that area where they filmed King's Landing is like Spain, I'd imagine.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't snow there, so it all had to be CG.
Ooh, that'd be some awful looking snow.
I don't think they can do. I don't know if they can do snow in CG. I think that's one of those like fine things they can't.
I remember Spartacus. They didn't have real water for rain. They had CGI rain, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh God.
It was just like little water droplets CGI'd on this TV screen. Looked like they were falling on the camera, but there was just no rain. It's just all the actors were dry, but there was like
They just poured down a bucket in front of the camera, like they just got poured water in front of the camera lens. Need more water? Come on, keep those buckets in full rotation.
Look at your ad block. You block Origin up there, 171 strong.
Fucking going to goddamn work, dude. When I work on, or when I watch those free stream sites, I'll see it like in the thousands.
Yeah, I've seen it in the thousands too.
That's crazy.
It goes hard.
Do
Do you guys want to move on to the Red Woman and Jon?
Yeah,
and
Davos has been holding this rage like throughout the battle, throughout the conquest. You know,
That rage was the only thing keeping him alive during the battle.
yeah. He just wanted to make it through the battle so he could confront Melisandre.
This is the first time I've noticed, but the dude who plays Davos, he's a very good actor.
Yeah, I like him a lot. That's what people say too, that he is a really good actor.
The Onion Knight, but he's just a wee lad fisherman.
Son of a crabba.
The Onion Badger.
One of the things that I thought was interesting in the interaction between the Red Woman and Davos, she said something along the lines of, "I do what my lord commands," and Davos says, "If your lord is commanding you to kill children, then he is evil."
He's
I
evil.
I agree. I wonder if there is a Lord of Light, like. So the direction I'm kind of leaning in now. What if there are certain people that just have an affinity for magic, and since the dragons have brought magic back into the world, these latent magicians, they are starting to do magical things, and they're attributing it to the Lord of Light when it's really just fucking them.
Yeah, that is interesting. There's that magic, when the dragons came back, there was that magic let out, and now these magicians that came, it's with the more power. Yeah, that's very interesting. That could be something I definitely believe in.
See, the reason and I'm kind of proud of this because I haven't seen this anywhere else on the internet, but I'm sure it's in some thread on Reddit. Damn, I completely lost my train
I'm
of thought.
sure some fuck thought of it 3 books ago, and he's like, yes, the magic gave them powers.
That's true. Oh, damn. Lord of Light. Let's see. The
Did you
Red
forget
Woman.
it, remember it, and forget it again?
Yeah, I need to blurt it out.
Dragons come back. Magicians attributing magic to gods.
Oh, that would explain why she's getting the will of the Lord of Light wrong. Because there is no Lord of Light. She's looking into fire and being like, "Tell me," and then nothing's happening, and she's like, "I think I get the message."
Ah, yes, fire. Thank you for
Have you guys seen?
I know what to do now.
Did you guys read the Bran is the Lord of Light theory all the way through?
No, I have not.
They think that like Bran isn't like an actual god. That over the time Bran's powers get to where he can contact, like message, like I lost my train of thought.
I don't know where this train of thought's going. It's probably going to Auschwitz camp of thoughts.
People, okay, so
gassed.
When Bran whispers to people, like in the book, it's literally that, it's whispers, like when he talked to Ned, and they think they're attributing that he's contacting them through the wind, and I think as his powers are growing, he's going to be able to contact them through other elements like fire.
Like whispers of the old gods.
Oh, that's super cool.
So he thinks he's sending the message through the fire, and they think he's the Lord of Light.
Wow, yeah, that makes it that'd actually be really cool. Wow, that'd be awesome if in like the final season, Bran's kind of an asshole. Then he might have been telling God, what is her name? Melisandre, the Red Woman.
Yeah.
He might have been telling her like, I really enjoy fried mutton, and it comes through the fire like you need to burn this girl alive.
He's like, don't burn the baby. And she's like, got it, burn the baby.
Well, yeah, that's a really interesting theory. At first, I thought it was kind of bullshit, but that does make sense. That's really cool. Oh,
I thought I was gonna put this death pool away with Melisandre, but Jon pussies out and lets her go. I was so mad.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Why do you think he didn't execute her?
I don't know. I think it's because she has plot armor for the wars to come.
Yeah,
I think she does too. I
didn't think about that when we were talking about her death pool, but she's got that plot armor for the wars to come, and she probably won't be the last time we see Melisandre. It'll probably be like 6-7 episodes, and it'll be like Melisandre again.
I think they were planning on killing her, but then someone pointed out in the 3rd season that she told Arya that we're gonna meet again, and so now they can't kill her until they do. So when she's going south, they're gonna meet up in the Riverlands
with the Hound.
Yeah, with the Hound. No, y'all brought this up. You brought this up the other day, Kirk, about the Hound telling Arya.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I hope that happens.
Or the Hound telling Sansa that Baelish killed Ned, or betrayed Ned.
Wait, what?
Man, I was fucking live chatting you during that episode, and
I wasn't watching it, dude.
I thought you were. Yeah, so I read online that there's this idea that Sansa doesn't know Ned was betrayed by Littlefinger, but the Hound was in the courtroom when Littlefinger did it. So so there's this theory that like the Hound is gonna make his way to Sansa. He's gonna see her with Littlefinger and be like, "Huh, I thought you would have been more pissed about the whole betraying your father thing." And then she would have been like, "What are you talking about?" And that would turn her fury toward Littlefinger. Right
He's
now,
already
she's
pretty mad at Littlefinger.
yeah, I think she's like I don't know if she's mad at him, but she's really indifferent towards him, and his like manipulation isn't working on her
Mhm.
anymore. But this will push her over the edge. This will ignite the fury of Sansa.
Yeah, we had that Jon and Sansa awkward like scene again, where like every scene they have together is kind of awkward, but they kind of I don't know if they don't trust each other or what. I mean, like how
I
it's
think it's
going, but
because like she was a real cunt before like these past few seasons she's really matured. When she was growing up, she was the biggest twat, and didn't she give John shit, or at least look down her nose at him without saying anything because he was a bastard?
I think she still does kind of have that resentment because she's a bastard.
Yeah, I feel like there's just though she's getting better about it. Like she was so shitty during his childhood, it's weird for them to like trust each other and talk openly because I think for the most part they just ignored each other when they could.
Hmm. I don't know why Jon's so handsome.
I know. I never
Maybe if
quit looking
maybe if she figured out it was only her half brother, she'd be like, "Oh, Jon."
at him. But oh yeah, the only note I got from the whole John and Sansa thing, the Starks can no longer say their family motto, "Winter is coming."
It's already came all over them.
But
Winter came all over them. Stand for that picture.
moving on. So the next scene, as soon as I saw it, I rolled my eyes until I noticed that Elena was there.
Hmm.
Fucking Dorne, the cancer continues.
They brought back
Um,
Doran, and then Elena proceeds to shit on all three of the sand snakes.
yeah, she is the queen of tarts, or the
What did
tart
she
queen.
say about the last Tyrell that came to Dorne with like 100
Yeah,
scorpions? Was like a
br-
family member executed by scorpions?
I was gonna bring that up. I don't know which Tyrell it was, but yeah, one of the Tyrells was executed by 100 red scorpions. When earlier we were talking about like how the Dorne fight, they love their poisons.
100 scorpions. That'd be an awful way to die.
That would. Palmer, do you know who died from the Tyrell family in Dorne?
Um, I don't. It was.
You're our lore expert. We're channeling you here.
I can't remember what the Tyrell's name was, but I know it was not Quentin Martell. He's a character in the books. Oberyn killed him. It was like a try. It was like a not try. It was a duel, and Oberyn killed him. So
Oh, wow.
at least in the
Um,
books he did. I don't know if it's the same in the show.
huh, that's really interesting.
But we get time traveling berries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that
wizard.
goddamn wizard. Um,
He
what I thought. Oh, sorry, continue.
he's kind of forming his alliance of powers in the Westeros, making his alliance kind of like allied powers getting together, forming this group to fight off the throne.
Yeah, so one of the things I read on the sub is people think this there's a lot of big wars coming. I think the biggest being between the White Walkers and the Realm of Men, but the second biggest being this proxy war between Littlefinger and Varys. And so far, I have to say, I think Varys is he's winning. His army and forces are just getting stronger and just amassing more, whereas Varys or Littlefinger just lost his golden ticket.
Yeah, he was going for this whole King of the North thing with Sansa, and then they declared Jon King of the North.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's too big of a stretch to say he was going to do the same thing to Sansa that he did to Lyanna, just
Hmm.
marry into power then kill her so he can have it all. But yeah, once those forces turned to Jon, he was visibly pissy. He is really losing his window of opportunity for this power grab.
Yeah, you can definitely see the tension there, even between Sansa and Jon. Like Sansa kind of had it planned that it was kind of her house. She was the last Stark, and now Jon is the head of the Stark house.
That is true.
And Sansa sees that, like when they're all doing King of the North, and Peter Baelish is just kind of on the wall, sulking like a snake and like making eyes. Like he's definitely got some plan going down in his head.
I think like he has a plan in mind, but as like the situation started to unravel and he saw the direction it was headed, that's when like the panic and the upsettedness started to set in.
hmm You can definitely see him trying to split like Jon and Sansa. He's dropping that, but he's just a bastard, like ideas into her head.
Yeah, he's a bastard born in the South. You're a pureblood Stark born in the North.
hmm
But do you want to move on to Dany's scene?
Her like awkward breakup with Daria.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was really cool is Tyrion giving that counsel to Dany, telling her like you gotta fucking end it with Dario. I thought that was
hmm
really smart because it actively prevented what happened with Robb.
Yeah.
It actively prevented almost the exact situation of what happened with Robb.
Marrying some common person to get stabbed to death.
Yeah. So
It
I
also
thought
kind of, just to go with what you're saying, prevented what happened with Tyrion. Like
Tyrion prevented what happened with with God, what was her name? His whore.
Shay.
I don't know.
Shay. Shay.
Shay. She did porn back in the day, the actor.
Oh yeah.
On the show.
What is it?
No, Alex, you were just watching the Thrones episode she was in.
Okay. Yeah, she did porn, like softcore porn there, but I'm talking more penetration.
This is the X-rated Game of Thrones stuff. She fucks a midget dressed like Tyrion, but it's not quite the same.
Game of Bones.
What I thought was kind of cool too, and I did pull this from the sub as well. When Dany was asking for his counsel, and she promotes him to, or officially makes him Hand of the Queen, he seems touched and really excited for it, like humbled by it. And I didn't realize, but until I saw this post, that the last time he was made Hand of the King, it was just pushed on him because no one wanted to do it, and he couldn't really fight the position. So
I thought it was more because he did such a good job as Hand of the King in West and King's Landing that he was touched to be given the job again. Like that's his job, his favorite job.
oh, interesting. I didn't consider that. I thought it was because it was like the shit position at the time. No one wanted to do it, so they made him do it. But in this situation, he's actually being recognized as a good hand. Whereas in King's Landing, he has no friends. People just shit on him all day long, no matter what he does. But Dany was like, "You are smart. You're a good leader. I want you."
You was kind. You was smart. You was important.
Now, I'm done with my notes on this scene, but I do have a question. If you guys want to keep going, then go on.
I thought it was kind of interesting how they're foreshadowing, back in the breakup of Dario and Dany. I think they're foreshadowing like who she's gonna get married to. Could she get married to Jon? Would that be a weird like? I think she's his aunt, but they're a Targaryen, so like that's cool.
That was actually, I didn't think about it that way, but that was actually my question. I know there are theories that Tyrion and Jon are Targaryens, and after doing a little bit of reading, I believe it. How are they Targaryens? Like, is Jon a half-blood Targaryen? Yeah, he is, because he was fucking born by Lyanna. So how is Tyrion a Targaryen?
He is inseminated by the Mad King is his dad is the theory.
Okay. Who's his mom? We never learn anything about her, do we?
Just the mother of Cersei and Jaime. She died in childbirth, giving birth to Tyrion.
Yeah, I figured since she died in childbirth, that's why we weren't given like a ton of information about her. But okay, yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. So they're both half Targaryens.
So you think it'd be weird for her to marry your nephew?
If they find out, maybe. But if
Would
not,
the show do it? You think?
I I think it would. I don't know who the
She's
fuck else.
in line to marry her brother. I mean,
That is true. And plus, now that Jon is king in the North, she said she needs to make powerful alliances, and marriage is the best way to do that. How fucking else, like, other than, god damn, her army is just gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
I don't see any like force fighting for Cersei. Like she doesn't have any forces.
Yeah, she has the Lannister army, and that's it. And that's not even that big of an army. I mean, I guess it is pretty big, but it's not
I feel like the Lannisters and the Tyrells could go head to head, 1-on-1. Like
I think they could too.
and
I
then you
honestly,
add everybody else, like it's not even like a war anymore.
I feel like Varys didn't even need to recruit Lady Oberyn and Olenna. Like
I didn't think they need them either.
Yeah, if Olenna and Oberyn just teamed up, they'd be able to beat the Lannisters. But like you can buy, I think the problem is there like a central realm army that would come to the call? So like if the Tyrells and the Martells,
they have the King's Landing forces, but
That's just like King's Landing police, though.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that not enough to be like there's no army of the Seven Kingdoms? It's mostly individual houses and their bannermen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, for Cersei's fucked every which way. Like she grabbed power in a situation where she kind of has none, and this ever increasing army is just barreling its way towards Westeros.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude. She's like fucked herself right. Like I don't even know how she's gonna make it through the whole season 7. I feel like she don't have any.
For the death pool every week, I'm just gonna say Jaime killing Cersei. Like, there's no way she's making it even halfway to season 7.
At what point, like, what is Cersei gonna do now that Jaime will kill her?
I don't know. Like, what else is there left to do? She's
I'll
killed.
blow up King's Landing so she can't have it.
You could have like it. Seems like they're gonna mirror what happened with the Mad King when the Lannisters were gonna like attack King's Landing when he was like, all right, let's just blow up everything, and then it's gonna be it's just gonna repeat itself.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. That's awesome. I'm surprised I didn't see that, but yeah, I definitely think that's what's gonna happen. Cersei's gonna. I bet she's gonna tell Jaime too. Like when Jaime's like, "Hey, so she has like 8 times the men we do. This is a pretty bad situation." Cersei drops the "I'm just gonna blow everything up." I think she'd be really foolish in telling Jaime that she's gonna fucking the Kingslayer who killed the king for threatening the same thing. It's not gonna go over well.
Good thing Dany put her thumb in her ass for season 5. This is the prime time to invade.
Yeah, that is definitely true. There's no time better. She has the Martells, the Tyrells, Unsullied, fucking
Martells, Tyrells, whoever the hell that she wants.
the Dothraki. What other forces?
Unsullied.
She's probably gonna get all of the North. I'm kind of.
North.
She also has her dragons.
And her fucking dragons.
I feel like she could go with just the Dothraki
and the Ironborn.
Unsullied. And the Ironborn.
Which is like half the Ironborn.
She's got like a sect of the Ironborn.
Do you think Euron and the other Ironborn are gonna team up with Cersei?
Cersei, yeah, that is what's gonna happen, man. I 100% think that now. Euron and Cersei team up. Probably like Euron's gonna try to take marry Cersei. You think that she'd do that?
Oh yeah, that make a lot of sense because he was talking about giving Dany his big cock and marrying her. So yeah, I'm sure he's gonna go straight for Cersei.
I don't see Cersei accepting that though, because they're both like really strong-headed people.
That is true.
I don't think Cersei would get married either. I don't know how it's gonna go down, but I definitely think Euron's gonna team up on their side.
Yeah.
What other bannermen or alliances did the Lannisters even have? Like, they're gonna need more than.
Yeah, the Freys.
The Freys are a bunch of shit kickers. Like, we've seen how they hold a castle. We've seen how they do a siege. Good thing we're friends. We'd be fucking you in the ass right now.
There's a lot of them.
I don't think there's even a lot of Freys.
I didn't think there was. I thought there was literally a lot of people with the last name Frey, but there wasn't a lot of troops and bannermen under the Frey house.
I think that's why they marry. Like he has so many kids, and he just like marries them all out to other like houses. So they're on
That's
paper have to be loyal with them.
It's kind of
I
weird
was
that
gonna say something. No, go ahead, Kurt. You gotta say something relative.
I just thought it was kind of weird how thinking about what Palmer just said with the phrase marrying out their children, the Boltons don't exist anymore. So like that's just like a failed massive alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Boltons were on the Lannister side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see that post? And it was like the three main ways people were killed at the Red Wedding was crossbows, stabbed, and like a slit throat. And then it was like Tywin was stabbed, Tywin was shot with a crossbow, Roose was stabbed, and Walder had a slit throat.
That's really interesting.
That's a revenge coming in a long time, like a very planned out revenge.
Yeah, Arya took her sweet fucking time getting there, but
no, she didn't. Dude, she fucking got there in one episode, dude. She was hauling ass.
Well, I mean, she's had that list for seasons.
Okay, I want to say something real quick before I move on to that though. Like, I just noticed this. Tyrion drinks a lot to never be drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
The man has an intolerance.
He, just like Archer from the show Archer, he's what you call a high-functioning alcoholic.
If he would have stopped drinking, the cumulative hangover would kill him.
But yeah, that is pretty cool how... Yeah, I never noticed. I've never seen fucking Tyrion drunk before. He knows his limits. But, would you want to move on to the final time we see the Freys?
Yeah. The final time we see the Freys.
So I thought it was really, I guess it was like a just revenge killing because they are the ones that literally killed her mother and I guess sister-in-law? No,
and her brother.
Niece, yeah, niece and brother. And sister-in-law, yeah.
And brother's wolf.
And brother's wolf, how could we forget?
The most touching of the direwolf deaths.
That is true. It was a real shame how Grey Wind died. I thought it was pretty elaborate though for her to kill the sons and then put them into a Frey pie. I know. I actually I even after Walter picked up the top part of the pie, the first time I watched it, I constantly rewound it to try and figure out what they were looking at, but I couldn't see anything. And I did
thought
this
it was like an eye.
It was a fucking finger. Like I don't know why my screen wasn't able to show that properly.
I couldn't see it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see it either. I had to look online. I thought I was like, is that ear? No, it's not an ear.
Like I knew there was something in there, but I couldn't figure out what it was supposed to be. But yeah, I thought that was really really elaborate. But I guess it didn't occur to me that those were his only sons. So that'd be like that's a twofer.
Black Walder was the hardest to carve up.
So I don't really.
Slits his throat.
Fucking savage. What I am excited about though, after her killing the Frey boys, her killing Walter, and even though this was a while ago, Meryn Trent, I really like how Arya is tearing ass through that list now. I feel like the way a lot of this show works is if you want to kill someone, you have to go through their army first. But Arya is just kind of circumventing all that shit and going right for the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's definitely
throw away faces.
Do you think Jaime's gonna kill Cersei, or they're gonna give that kill to Arya because Cersei's on her list?
I think it's too poetically beautiful for fucking Jaime to kill Cersei. I think it's too good to pass up.
The way I think
the prophecy.
Yeah, the way they didn't really do the second part of the prophecy in the show though. They didn't say the son you'll be killed by your younger brothers. They just did the first part like gold be their crowns and gold be their shrouds.
They also did a younger queen will overthrow you or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at the Dany part again. I thought that was really cool.
But the way I see it, I feel like that's something they do very much in the shows, or not in the show, in the book. Like they may do something off differently to throw it off in the show.
Uh-huh. I could agree to that. Yeah, they probably like it's. If I had to guess, it'd be too obvious now if they were saying, like people throw the story of Jaime's king slaying in his face all the time, and with all the parallels that are aligning, I think it'd be too obvious if they kind of reminded the viewer, hey, she's going to be killed by either Jaime or Tyrion.
Yeah. What do you mean, dude? Tyrion's not even her brother.
He's her half brother.
True.
Okay.
Which is close enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never even thought about that.
But yeah, I don't think there's any fucking way that Tyrion's gonna kill Cersei. I bet he knows she's well, he obviously knows she's like a
I mean,
right
it's common to kill her, like with the forces he has.
That is true, but I don't think he's like expecting to deliver the killing blow.
Yeah.
If he gets in the situation, then it's just gonna happen. But he's not planning on it. That's what I think anyway.
He's not like you said. He's not planning on it in the show, which is kind of weird because in the book he whenever he's like talking to people about his sister or about overthrowing and going back, he's like, yeah, that's fine as long as I get to rape and kill her myself.
What?
Yeah.
He's a lot more nice on the show.
Yeah, much more. The Tyrion of the show is much more loving. But
we get the scene between Sansa and Littlefinger next, where they're under the tree talking, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Chris Hansen needs to bust in on this little talk down. Like they have full Littlefinger to coming out here. Excuse me, Mr. Finger, I need you to have a seat under this weirwood.
Are you aware that she well, shit, Sansa's 18 in the show, right?
Nah, in the show, I think she's probably like 17 or 16.
She's a solid 12.
In the book, she's like 14, I imagine.
I've been seeing some pretty funny pictures where, like, in that little scene where Littlefinger was talking to Sansa, he's like referring to her as Cat, and he's like, "Don't worry, Ned will never have to know," and things like that. Just like the dementia setting in as he's confusing Sansa for Cat. But yeah, it is getting kind of weird with the scenes between him and her. But we learn that he can't control her anymore. She is not down for that like weird manipulative. I guess I'll kiss my uncle kind of thing anymore. He is not going to win this proxy war. That was my big takeaway from this scene.
Yeah, I think it's interesting he like finally reveals his plan to Sansa to get on the throne. You know, he's kind of been circumventing that all along. Like he don't want to be on the throne, but he finally admits, you know, he's trying to get on the throne.
It's kind of a vanilla plan for such a devious character.
Yeah, just a vanilla plan to get on the throne. But I mean, it kind of fits him being not a lowborn, but a lowborn of the highborns. You know, he's working his way from not the bottom, of course, but the middle, the
bottom
class.
of the top.
He made his money off being a flesh peddler. Like, there's not a whole lot of nobility and honor there.
Like his inheritance is like a 2-story tower, and all of his like I don't know, what do you call it? His plebeians or his serfs around his little feudal lord.
His casuals.
Yeah, they live in the first floor of his tower, and he lives in the second floor.
It's a big tower. I mean, that's pretty nice, but
he's just like the richest poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy with his own level.
Well, before he snaked his way into. How did he become master of coin then?
He started up like a textile company.
And he had all them whores, dude. All those whorehouses.
Hey, we should talk about the quality of the whores in King's Landing. When we first see Pycelle with Roz in like the first season, she's asking him questions and acting like she's into like him talking. But now we get this woman who's like, "Hey, do you have any more money?" Ever since he's left.
To be fair, I think he's been a prostitute to start talking with that guy after she gets slept with someone twice her own age.
Yeah.
Actually, probably 3 times her age, maybe more. Which reminded me, I was this is unrelated to Thrones, but I was driving around Pensacola today, and in a part of town that I've never been before, and there was a sign on the side of the road, a big sign that said "Babes," and right under it said "Need we say more?" And I was like, "What the fuck is this about?" And I turned and looked to the right, and it's a black building, a black square building, blacked out windows, black doors. You can't see in, can't see out, and it just says "Babes" on it. And I've never seen such like a shady looking strip club before.
Need I say more? That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it took me a second for the pieces to click, but yeah, I guess that was interesting. But back to Sansa and Littlefinger. Though I think she's becoming more independent and becoming a bigger player, I don't think it was super smart of her to blatantly like she didn't have to go in and French her uncle. But she didn't have to like let him know, hey, I fucking hate and don't trust you anymore. I don't think it's smart
She
to
has the French her uncle, but
I mean a little peck on the cheek or like a no, I think we should just be friends
I
kind
think
of
we
thing.
should just be uncle and niece.
I think we should just have a normal relationship. Yeah, I don't think it's a smart move for her to be like actively into his face, disregarding his advances and just letting him know his she is not his marionette anymore.
She's definitely become her own. In terms of all the characters like progressions, Dany's made a huge progression, and so has Sansa.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
It only
definitely
took Sansa 4 fucking seasons to do it though.
and tremendous torture. We get this next scene with Bran and Benjen, and fucking Benjen just takes his crippled nephew and throws him in the snow with no horse or anything. This is where I leave ya. Just buy a nephew. I wish you the best, you crippled son of a bitch.
Hope those zombies that are after you don't fucking find out. Oh, right off.
You better crawl your ass to that wall pretty quick.
But yeah, so another question I had with this scene. So is Vincent like half walker now? What's his situation?
He's he's dead, but he's not evil dead.
Like they were gonna walkerize him, and then the children saved him by doing the same thing. That they
No,
did
he
before.
was dying, and they shoved the thing in his heart.
Oh, okay.
So if you're living and they shove it in your heart, it makes you dead. Like a
But if
walker,
you're almost dead, like, and they shove it in your heart, it just kind of makes you dead.
you just stop dying, but you just stay the same.
Well, you die,
Wow,
but
that's
you like don't decay and stuff.
That's a shit situation. I mean, I guess he gets like a second life, but he has to stay in the. I mean, I guess he's immune to the cold. That'd probably be the big advantage.
Yeah. Bran, he's got this weirwood addiction, and he's got to start tripping on weirwood whenever he can. He's always itching for it. I got to get some tree. And he gets that Tower of Joy payoff.
And there is a hard nod to R plus L equals J.
This was like
a hard nod.
It's pretty subtle.
They didn't come out and say it, but I'm pretty sure it was
The baby.
If you've ever
No, John.
If you've ever looked up Jon Snow into Google, you're aware of what that nod was about. Like that whole interaction.
That was the worst kept secret ever. People who didn't even watch the show knew that.
Yeah, that's true. I think like once someone figured it out, like R plus L equals J is just so catchy. It just made its way like wildfire across the internet. It's hard to.
Like wild through the sept of Baelor. Like piss through snow.
Now I gotta say, like for us, like we're I guess you could say Thrones fans, even Game of Thrones enthusiasts, if you will.
I go so far.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone in that same circle of enthusiasts and aficionados saw us coming a mile away. But just like plain old show watchers who don't like theory craft or anything, I don't like from what I've seen on Reddit, people don't, just the average Joe watcher like flip through HBO, they don't understand like who the dad is. They didn't pick. They haven't picked up
They
on
didn't
that.
really. They didn't really explain that.
They don't talk about Rhaegar at all in the fucking show.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple sentences a season dedicated to him, if that. But so it was like the prevailing theory about Jon Snow's father. For people that don't know about R+L=J, is it like that it's Ned's?
What? That's Ned's?
Yeah. Isn't that like
Like
what he's
Ned
saying?
and Lyanna?
yeah?
That's incest, dude. No.
I know.
No, what I think what you're trying to say here, Kirk, is that the prevailing idea before this episode was that Ned was the father of Jon.
Oh, that he was a bastard.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were saying that Lyanna's child was Ned's.
Yes, that was what I was saying. I thought
wow.
during the first season, I was trying to figure it out, and I remember hearing that his mother was Lyanna Stark, and I was like, wait, but wouldn't that mean Ned would have smashed Lyanna?
I never thought that ever.
Ned's a pretty honorable guy, but okay, yeah, I just didn't know what the main idea was then for his Okay, yeah, and this episode shows that Ned is not his father. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But like you said, they don't really talk about Rhaegar in the show, other than like season 1 and a few here and there. So a lot of people didn't really get that Rhaegar was the dad, which is interesting.
I feel like we may have more like Bran payoffs and maybe see him in some sort of vision.
I hope we see the like another flashback, but this time we see the tournament in a Harrenhal, which is like when Rhaegar won the joust between
We'll see.
who I don't know who he was jousting, but
maybe we'll just like cut all that bullshit out and we'll see him fucking.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we'll see Rhaegar next season.
It's too bad it cut away after that payoff. We didn't get to see Ned slaughter those handmaidens. He had to put them to the sword to keep the secret.
He Jamie Lannistered them and threw them out the window.
I imagine just Ned just slicing through some of these handmaidens piece by piece.
He's trying to justify it and yelling, Targaryen sympathizers.
But was that the last like noteworthy thing happening with Bran?
I mean, we got to see the baby.
Yeah.
The baby sulking look. That baby confused sulking look. And that's total Jon. I don't know how you didn't pay that off.
Yeah, if there was one thing I could say about that baby is that it looked like it knew nothing.
That baby doesn't know a damn thing.
Dumbest fucking baby in the Riverlands. Or no, God, was that in the Riverlands?
No, that was in Dorne.
Damn it. Wait, Jon was born in Dorne?
Yeah, that's where Rhaegar's that's where that house was.
Oh, huh.
The Red Mountain.
The Dornish fought on the side of the Targaryens.
Yeah, the Dornish are like big time Targaryen or bannermen.
Oh, okay, yeah, they won't have a fucking Huh. I'm interested if, do you think they're gonna kill, I forget her name, but Lady Martell then? Like, since she's killed her brother, so I think she's not trustworthy, but they are, like, sympathizers to Targaryens. Do you think
I don't know if they're gonna knock her off, I don't know.
Lady Olenna?
Yeah.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, she's dead in real life, so she can't really do much next season.
Or no, my bad, not Lady Olenna. The lady of the Martell
The
house.
head sand snake.
Yeah, the one that killed her brother. Or her.
Alaria?
Yes.
Yeah, Alaria Sand.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really think they know what they're doing with the whole Dorne plot.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Going back to what just that little scene between Ned and his sister, when she goes to tell him the name, she goes, "His name is," and then the audio cuts out, so we don't know his name.
He may have
It's like
a southern name.
a lot of people think it's Jaehaerys.
Jaehaerys.
Why Jaehaerys?
Because he was considered the last good Targaryen king.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Damn, yeah, I was gonna make another mention to that scene, but I forgot. Yeah, we can move on
transition to the baby face to the handsome man face.
Also, this doesn't really have any note, but after the episode, my brother texted me and was like, "So is Jon and Dany's stepbrother? Or is Jon Dany's stepbrother?"
No, Jon is his nephew.
Yeah, I don't think Trace knows how like lineage works, but I guess that goes with the whole confused Watcher thing.
Rhaegar was Dany's older brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought they were cousins for a second. That's what was throwing me off. But
that would make Dany and Tyrion siblings.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's more traditional for Targaryens to marry their siblings than nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles. So that means that Dany and Tyrion are going to get married confirmed.
That's a waste of a marriage. He's already in your alliance.
Yeah.
What more do you need from him? Oh shit! I just realized once Cersei goes, Tyrion's in control of the Lannister army.
Yeah, that is true. He gets exactly what his dad didn't want him to have.
Everything. Damn, Dany's about to... That's going to be awesome. Yeah, she is going to unite the shit out of the realm.
All to kill Cersei.
I mean, yeah, especially after Cersei's dead, like, that's even a more united realm. The goddamn White Walkers...
Finally get the realm together. Yeah, they can get the realm together to fight the White Walkers, finally.
Yeah, those White Walkers are fucked proper. But
after they overthrow Cersei, the White Walkers just conveniently decide to attack.
Yeah, the White Walkers get together for everybody to kill Cersei.
But
those White Walkers, they're so shifty.
You want to move?
Yeah, we get the King in the North scene. I think the Lyanna Mormont definitely steals all the scenes she's in.
Yeah, just because she's such a hard ass.
Such a cute hard ass.
She's so cute when she pouts, but she's always pouting.
You refused the call.
Lord Glover, even when Ramsay... Oh, damn, it wasn't Glover. Who was the fuck who had his dad skinned alive?
Oh, yeah.
McGregor.
Shit, I don't remember that.
Kerwin?
Something like that. Kerwin, yeah. Kerwin, your dad was skinned alive by Ramsay Bolton, and you refused the call.
I think it was on the Too Long Don't Watch, but they never actually went to House Kerwin during the show.
That is funny. They probably sent a raven.
Lord Manderley, your son was killed at the Red Wedding, and you refused the call.
Lady Mormont speaks harshly, but truly.
But truly.
So many Northerners are pussies. That whole Northerners stick together thing is bullshit.
Fucking.
Wait, so what's happened to the Umber house and the Karstark house? Are they back with Jon?
I think they slaughtered them and spread the remains.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
I definitely think they got rid of the Karstarks, and they're gonna have to appoint a new Karstark like family. And the Umbers, I think you just kind of take over their lands and appoint a new person.
I'd assume he'd settle the wildlings in the Umberland.
That is true.
Since it's like way up north, but yet still south of the wall.
Yeah, the wildlings probably Tormund will take over there.
But
one giant to another. Like that Umber's sigil is like a giant breaking his chain, and then you got Tormund Giant's Bane.
Ha.
But I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so yeah, it's just another. We get more of the whole to the king and the north. The second Red Wedding is gonna be really brutal. When the Freys betray Dany and Jon at their wedding, that's gonna be a tearjerker.
Oh, that'll be a teardropper. That'll be the last episode. We won't get any more off that. That's how the series will fuck us in the end.
But yeah, my other big takeaway, aside from Lyanna being hard af, is Littlefinger getting visibly upset at the outcome of this whole King in the North thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't seem too happy. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't know how we skipped around to it, but yeah, he's definitely up to something. I thought it was kind of funny how the Northerners have such a unique ability to repeat their phrases over and over again. until they really jam it into their minds. The North winter is coming, and King of the North.
The North remembers.
The North remembers.
Um,
By the
yeah,
old times in the new.
Yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of any more phrases. But do you want to move on to Jaime's scene?
Yeah, that's fine.
Jaime's
Okay.
disappointing look.
Big takeaway
Rides
from
up
this
on the
scene:
steps.
him and Cersei are not going to be smashing anymore. Their sex life is in the ashes of the Sept of Baelor.
Too soon.
Yeah, when he rode up on that sept and it was blown up, he was like, "What?" And then he rides in there, and Cersei's just so happened to be crowned into her new position.
Yeah, which is really shitty too, because like he simultaneously sees her becoming queen, which I'm sure he knows isn't good just knowing her. But that also means like, oh shit, Tommen's dead.
Yeah, that is true. He figured out Tommen's dead by seeing Cersei inducted.
Yeah, that's a shit way to find out your third and final kid died.
Your third illegitimate sister child died.
Oh, but so this is what I was going to bring up earlier. She's eliminated the council. So does that essentially mean Cersei is queen and Qyburn is the master of macers, the master of war, the master of whispers, and the master of coin?
I think he's pretty much her hand, and now she's gonna appoint a new council.
Yeah, I think he's just the hand and the master of whispers.
Okay.
A new council full of shit eaters, probably like very sleazy people. I don't know who, because they murdered off the whole cast in King's Landing. But
That's what I was thinking. Like they're gonna have to introduce new characters for her new council. Is Palmer? Have you encountered anything like this in the book?
Oh no, the last thing we see of Cersei in the book is after her walk of shame, her little slut walk, and they introduce Robert Strong.
Really?
Yeah, the whole Cersei plot is like the Cersei plot is a lot farther on in the show. Like I just got to the part. The book just ends with Jon dying. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. So okay, the book ended at like where season 5 kind of ended.
yeah.
Well, except with the Ironborn, because like the Ironborn come back, and like see the Ironborn have their whole like King's Moot in book 4, which happens in like season 6.
Right.
But
Yeah, Jaime
now,
had his Blackfish stuff in season 4 too.
yeah.
They're sampling like very different places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But now I think we can all agree that the show has officially surpassed the books, as opposed to like mostly past the books.
Yeah, definitely.
Cersei gets to become queen, so that means she's got about a year left in her probably. I mean, people who become the head of the King's Landing don't last too long.
Yeah, that is true. God, I assume. Yeah, even Robert didn't last long.
Yeah, that's like
He
15
lasted
years.
time, yeah.
I mean, longer than anyone else, but that's still like. I assume a king's reign is multiple decades long. Like that's the norm.
It's a pretty short dynasty overall. You got Robert the Usurper, Joffrey the Just, and like Tommen the Timid, all within like
Joffrey the Just.
Who the fuck calls Joffrey just?
Oh, I was making up names for Joffrey and Tommen in my head the other day, and I was like, all right, well, we got Joffrey the Just and Tommen the Timid.
So I like Tommen.
I don't fucking know. I can't think of anything with a J.
Jackass is the first thing that comes to my mind, but that's not a strong enough word.
Joffrey just the bitch.
We doesn't necessarily have to like alliterate, because you got like Robert the Usurper, but Joffrey the Just is just a. I mean, he's
Joffrey the asshole then.
Joffrey the tyrant.
Yeah, it did need to be something like that. Like probably Joffrey the Mad, if I had to guess. So something to allude to just what kind of real shit eater he was.
I mean, he wasn't really mad. I mean, he was just doing what he thought was right. Like if you think about it.
Nah, he's a fucking asshole. Shut up, dude. We're not even talking about this.
No, dude. Like if it's pretty interesting. Like if you think about like how he
to the Danny boat scene.
Wait. I will say this. Did you think I meant mad as in upset or mad as in insane?
Insane.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
What you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Joffrey the irritated king.
Joffrey the hurt.
The hurt.
But
We get
yeah,
this final scene. I pretty much predicted this, where they'd have this scene where the boats be floating and the dragons flying overhead, and just signaling the move west. And if by any indication of Varys and Arya, we should see them on the doors of King's Landing by season 7.
I'd assume they'd move faster than that because somehow fucking Arya and Varys have figured out how to appear in these different places, seemingly overnight.
Varys left in one episode, got there, and came back in another episode.
He literally moved faster than a raven. That's why he left. He knew a raven would have been too slow.
Yeah, it took longer to get there than it did go back somehow. Like, he's on her boat as they're leaving. It doesn't make any sense. God.
Now, so my big takeaway from this that I caught also on the sub, I thought it was cool how when Cersei, like the actual prophecy, she asked the witch, "Will I be queen?" And the witch says, "For a time, but there will come another, younger and prettier, who will take all that you love, or take what you have," or something like that. I thought it was really interesting because for so long I just assumed that the younger, prettier queen was Marjorie, but you really see that it's fucking Dany. Cersei was just made queen. Dany's fat ass army is on its way over. There's just no chance.
Yeah. So great season. Deadpool wise, when we started this Deadpool, we had some dry episodes, some shitty episodes where we didn't get anybody for a while. But we got a respectable score. That episode, I got 1 point. Palmer got 3 points. He got all his picks right, except how they died. He didn't get any of those. And Kirk, I think you got all 3 right, and you got Lancel by Wildfire. So you got that extra point where you got 4 points. And ending up totals, I was 8, you were 8, Kirk being 8, and Palmer was 7. So we're gonna have to record Palmer sucking our dicks, right? I think that was the preferred agreement. And
it seemed heavily implied to me when we started this Deadpool.
Any Deadpool, that's how it ends, right?
That's how even the movie Deadpool ended.
Exactly. So
with a fat bloge.
8, 8, 7. We didn't really separate ourselves there. Kirk, you had that one amazing episode at the end of the season. You got most of your points.
Half, literally. Yeah, I'm glad it turned out that way. I was worried about looking like a shit eater through this whole season, but I'm glad I clinched it. I
can't believe I only got 1 point in that entire episode of deaths. Half the actors died, and I still only got 1 point.
I think literally, I was watching the behind-the-scenes footage, and I think 200 people were in the Sept of Baelor, and 200 fucking people died, or actually more.
Probably more.
203.
You had all the sparrows there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I keep forgetting how powerful of an explosion that was.
The houses around it, the whole block pretty much was disintegrated.
It was basically 9/11.
Yeah, she dropped a fucking hydrogen bomb on the set.
Cersei did 626.
It was an inside job.
Wildfire can't melt Valyrian steel beams.
Wildfire can't melt. Whew. What a meme. So what do you guys think for season 7? Do you think season 7 conflict is going to be the fight for the crown, or are you going to think it's more of a White Walker fight, or is that season 8?
White Walker has to be season 8, but I don't know how they're going to postpone the White Walkers a whole nother season.
They postponed them for 5 seasons, dude.
That's true, but it seems like they're in Hardhome now, or they were. They're in territory where the Wildlings are. That seems pretty close to the Wall to me. relatively speaking, from where they started, which I can only assume is the North fucking Pole.
Apparently some dominoes have to fall. Apparently that magic drop. I don't think the magic's gonna fucking break when Bran enters it with his Night King seal. I think that'd just be too easy.
I'll be right back. Don't end the episode. I'll be right back.
The episode's probably gonna end without Palmer, but we'll go on without him. I definitely think.
How much longer do you think it's gonna go?
Not very long, dude. If you gotta beat your dick, you better might as well do it while on that.
Just start now.
I gotta run outside and give Tyler this check.
Oh my god. So
Alright, I'm going.
we're gonna end the episode without you. Anyway.
No. I can keep bullshitting for him to get back for the finale or the end of our last episode, at least for this season. But yeah. So I think the majority of the conflict would have to be like Cersei rallying what troops she can for handling Dany's army and Dany coming ashore. Is King's Landing in the middle of Westeros?
It is like the middle. I'm trying to think of the direction. The middle right side.
Okay. So is Dany? Let's see. She's coming from Essos, right? Or Essos? Yeah, she's got. Okay, so it'll.
If she sailed a straight line, it'd be to King's Landing, pretty much.
Okay.
But I mean, would it make more sense for her to enter like Dorne and go her way up, or should she like hit the coast?
I'd kind of assume hitting the coast, but that would make a lot.
Her forces or Tyrell's to the left and her forces to the right.
Actually, yeah, I didn't think about that. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea for them to try and do like. If she were to meet with the Tyrells, she could obviously have a bigger army, but if she approaches from the east and the Tyrells hit from, I assume what would it be, the south?
I mean, the Tyrells are pretty much west of them, kind of southwest.
Okay, so yeah, Dany's probably going to engage in some kind of pincer move then with the Martells and Tyrells and her forces. But I do think attacking from the coast leaves her open to Euron, or is it Balon? Who's the new king of Driftwood? King Euron.
I think you're getting kind of robot-y here, so that might range it like him.
Oh, might be. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of risky for Dany to go through the coast because that leaves her open to a nautical attack from Euron.
I don't know how Euron's gonna play in here, but I definitely think he's gonna tag team with Cersei to form the bitch alliance.
Yeah, that's true. I was about to say, I completely forgot they don't have gunpowder in this show. So, like, sea warfare is pretty much just ramming your ship into the enemy, right?
I mean, you can fling those flaming balls at each other, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, damn, yeah, and Euron.
They had cannons back in the... I don't think they do.
Yeah, they don't. There's no fucking gunpowder. You could probably work something out with fire.
Yeah. I think it was just, like, trying to board each other, like, fighting on moving like crates.
Holy shit! Then like his army stands. She's just gonna use her dragons to ignite his entire fleet.
Yeah.
The second they get close to hers, they're
flinging balls of moltenness. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably the go-to for sea warfare. Yeah, like the best his weapons could do. I'd actually be surprised if he could get those flaming balls of tar. Like, I feel like it's mostly going to be him flinging rocks. That's all that fucking island has anymore. Rocks and driftwood.
There's no more driftwood, dude. They used it off of 1,000 ships.
Oh, actually, though, what I didn't think about. So, do you think Clegane Bowl will be happening next season?
I think it's the only logical step to get rid of Robert Strong since he didn't die in any of this explosion or anything. I don't think anybody's going to challenge him.
Yeah, that's true. Sandor is, or who's the Hound? Is he Sandor or Gregor?
Sandor.
Yeah, I think Sandor is the only one ballsy enough and pissed off enough to go after Gregor.
The only one who could take him.
Yeah, that's true too.
Dragon.
Yeah, you need a dragon or like a squad of Unsullied.
Imagine a dragon versus the mountain fight.
I think it'd be very quick unless the dragon stayed on the ground. Then that'd be like a pretty sweet fight. And
Okay.
it couldn't be Drogon. It had to be one of the others. I think they're
Yeah,
small
I
enough
meant like
that
an on the ground fight, like they were going hand to hand, like biting and shit.
that'd be really cool. I bet the Mountain could. He probably couldn't win, but I bet he could fuck up the two smaller dragons.
Yeah, you think he'd cleave off the head of that dragon like he did that horse when he was a normal man?
Um, I don't know if it'd be a clean cut, but I think it could be a damn near fatal wound if he got
That
the
fucking cleave, dude. He chopped off a damn horse's neck.
yeah, that
So
was
much thick skin and meat.
yeah, to like compare that out, his sword arm on that downward strike had more cutting force than a guillotine.
Yeah. He
I'm
could
sure
like
he could.
chop people in half, I imagine.
Yeah, that's true. I
Like
think there were
split
stories
in
of him
half.
doing that. Yeah, I think there were stories of him doing that where he did that to someone. Where like he didn't start at the head, but he started at the neck and it went down to the stomach.
Mhm.
Just goddamn, what a monster. Yeah, so Clegane Bowl next season, that's pretty cool. But I can't think of like any other small conflicts like that would be going on. This season had a lot of small wars and like individual conflicts, but I feel like everyone's pretty united on a side now.
It'll be pretty interesting to see how Jon Snow and Dany team up. You know, I think the alliance has come. I don't think they're gonna. The way the show goes, like the Song of Ice and Fire, it makes you almost think they're gonna fight each other, but I don't think that's how it's gonna go. But I don't know how
I
they're
don't,
gonna get together.
yeah, I don't either. I'm really excited for that reunion though. I bet Tyrion's gonna put his foot in the door for getting
Mm.
Dany to introduce to Jon, because Tyrion and Jon have met before,
Yeah,
which
that is
is
true.
which
They
I
rode to the wall together.
yeah, Tyrion just talked mad shit about the wall the whole time.
He had that touching moment when they were talking about bastards and midgets.
um, yeah, I say we stretched it out pretty well, but it shouldn't take you this long to hand someone a piece of paper. So yeah, I guess we will call the episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Just to talk about the channel in general, since this is the last episode of Westeros Weekly, we may do like another like Game of Thrones episode sometime. You know, if some updates come out or like there's a trailer or something like that.
oh yeah,
But
we could do like Westeros Weekly minis where they're
yeah.
only like 15 minutes, 30 minutes apiece.
But I think when the Westeros Weekly of this ends, we're gonna start picking up the cinema anima again. It's been a mighty long time since we did one of those, so that'll probably be the replacing series, I imagine.
About 9 weeks actually.
So
Woo,
yeah,
made
you
it
can
back.
be excited for some cinema anima in the future.
Just barely, dude. We were fucking closing. What possibly took you that long to hand Tyler a check?
He was talking about Dennis's pig ceremony.
Disgusting.
Lame. Makes me fucking sick. All right, well, we'll see you guys later.